And Gresham's law states when bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. So at 17 years old, I used to caddy, I go and take golf club, carry golf clubs around, and I'd go to my bank and I would buy silver dimes and quarters, not nickels. And then I'd look for all the ones with a copper on them, and I'd throw it back in the bag and take it back to the bank. But I kept all the silver pumping into this system, and all these idiots, it's called financial stupidity. They're saving dollars. You got to be kidding me. And they're printing so much money. And the beauty of silver, let me say it again. Everybody in the world can afford $20, or you can afford a dime. You can go to a coin store and say, I'd like a 1963 dime. You might pay $1 for it. But that's how stupid people are. They don't realize that silver has not only been an industrial metal, but it's also a monetary metal. It's been used as payments for years and years and years. So I was 17 years old and going to that. And it took me to 1972 when after Nixon took the dollar off the gold standards. And now what's going on there? And if you read my books, I talk about flying. I was a Marine pilot in Vietnam. I flew behind enemy lines because the NVA, North Vietnamese Army, overran the position of the gold mine. But I was such a gold bug. I flew behind enemy lines and tried to negotiate gold at a better price. And back then, gold was it went from 35 to 50. And I write about it. I'm standing in front of this little woman, Vietnamese woman with red teeth because they chewed betel nuts. And my co-pilot and we're both college graduates. And I said, I'll take gold at a discount. She just looked at me. I said, it was 35 to 50. I thought maybe she'd sell it to me for 40. And with a little red tee, she goes, look, I'm a U.S. Marine. Marines aren't the brightest matches in the box. I just keep it simple. Spot is the price of that product all over the world. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've always recommended gold and silver, because it's universal. It's global money. Also, gold and silver are God's money. It wasn't printed by the Federal Reserve Bank or the Bank of England or the Bank of Tokyo. Gold and silver were put here by God. I'm not really religious, but they're on the periodic table of elements, I forget what's gold's something and silver 74 or something like that. So that's why I recommend gold and silver. But it took me to 1972 standing in front of this little Vietnamese woman in front of her gold, and that wasn't a gold mine, but she was the vendor for the mine. And she goes, spot. And I was doing my best to negotiate the thing down, because if she's behind enemy lines, I should get a discount. And she could give a shit. And that's when I became a gold bug and a silver bug. Anyway, that's kind of my story. So I'm not an FNG, fucking new guy to this whole thing. I'm hardcore, and I'm always on Lear Capital saying I recommend silver and things like that. And I think it's the biggest bargain. Again, this is October 2022. It's still about $20. I was buying silver at $50. Everything else has gone up. Even gold's gone up. But silver stays depressed. And if you don't take advantage of this, they're idiots. And as I said in Rich Dad Poor Dad, it came out 25 years ago, savers or losers. And these idiots are still saving money. And the Fed is printing it like crazy. The English pound almost went down. The Japanese yen is about to take a dive. China is in serious trouble because they have the biggest real estate bubble in the world. And and the Fed has been printing trillions of dollars, and people are still saving money. You've got to be, you can buy a silver for about $20 US. $20. Everybody in the world can afford $20. Even a beggar on the street makes more money than $20 a day. You know what I mean? But they'd rather save the dollar. I mean, it is ridiculous.
As well.
So I want to just plug myself right now. I was 17 years old in 1964, and I realized silver was it.
Yeah,
it's Gresham's law. Gresham's law is when bad money enters a system, good money goes into hiding, and the Federal Reserve Bank cannot print much more. I don't know if they can print much more. They're going to try to, but everybody who's saving dollars is going to be the biggest loser. And so my prediction is, and predictions are they're just predictions. They don't mean anything. So don't believe a word I say. But I think silver is going to go to 100 to 500 by 2025. That's my guess, and it's wishful thinking and all this. But I also do it the same reason why they pump silver and all that, they dump silver and all this stuff, is to get, let's call it forward guidance. So people get excited or they dump it here. And the best investment in the world is silver. Today it's about $20 an ounce, approximately, plus premiums and all the other stuff. But I was buying silver 20 years ago, 30 years ago, at $50 an ounce. Think about that. It is still half off. And exactly as Silver Slayer talks about, the demand's going to keep going up. The demand's going to keep going up, and everybody can afford $20. So pull your head out of you know what, and talk to Andy Sheckman, Miles Franklin, because he can get silver. I can't get silver from some of my dealers. That's how bad it is. I can't get gold either because people know the U.S. dollar is trash. So it's all fiat. Fiat stands for government. I call it fake money. People are waking up to the idea that money is fake. The U.S. dollar is fake. And that started in 1971 when the Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. But as I said, it actually started in 1964 when I was 17 years old and I saw a silver coin was copper when somebody's screwing me. So with that said, that's why I want to thank Slayer. I love his due diligence. He understands his stuff. Please tune into his site, Silver Slayer, and stay tuned with what he has to say because this market is going to be volatile as hell. Don't miss it.
Perfect opportunity.
Right. And I'll say it again. Back in the 80s, I forgot when, I was buying silver at 50. And I thought I was Donald Trump. The damn thing crashed. So I bought more. And today I have tons of the stuff. I own silver mine, I own gold mines. Yeah. I own tons. Of course, they're in storage vaults all over the world because I don't trust the U.S. government, period. Anything the government can print, I don't. Yeah, numismatic is like antique coins, and you have to be an expert at it. But a lot of times you'll go into a silver dealer or a gold dealer. I go to Jerry Williams here, American Precious Metals, and he has them, but he won't sell them to me because I know better. Yeah. That's like saying, well, this 1956 Ford is worth this. Well, I don't know anything about 56 Fords. It might be, it might not be, but I just want liquidity.